This is also the National Institutes of Health, which last year proposed to amend their mission statement to exclude the word disability, saying it, quote, could be interpreted as perpetuating ableist beliefs that disabled people are flawed and need to be fixed. Let me take this moment to go on record. Folks, if I am ever struck blind or deaf or paralyzed, don't praise me, fix me. Small matters when activism merges with narcissism. Less about the cause and more about me. Look at me, watch me. And if you like the way I'm fighting injustice, remember to like and subscribe. When Adele lost weight, she was excoriated for betrayal. To who? She betrayed the unhealthy?
The outrage crowd is at it again, but this time they're not going after bad guys. They're going after people who are actually trying to fix real problems. Apparently, if you don't help people the right way, it doesn't count. Bill Maher sees through this nonsense, and once he breaks it down, the whole thing falls apart. If you enjoy straight talk political commentary, hit subscribe, leave a like, and let's dive in.
A Washington Post reporter tweeted, "What truly needs curing is society's view of disabled people," and BuzzFeed agreed Mr. Beast seems to regard disability as something that needs to be solved. Okay, disability is something that needs to be solved. And what truly needs curing is blindness. Here's how I know this. The newly sighted people are cheering, not booing, because Mr. Beast, whoever the that is, just cured them and you didn't do shit. You know the expression, shit or go blind? You didn't either.
He doesn't ease into this one. He goes straight for the contradiction and holds on tight. The way he sees it, the far left has built a whole culture around getting offended by anyone who does something useful without their approval. They talk all day about compassion, justice, and helping people. But the moment someone actually steps up and does something real, they turn into full-time motive checkers. Their latest complaint is almost too dumb to take seriously. Apparently, if someone helps people and films it for YouTube, that makes the help fake. But Maher cuts through that nonsense with a simple question. Where do they think the money came from? From YouTube. The videos are not separate from the charity. The videos are what fund the charity. That's what makes this outrage so dishonest. It's not about morality. It's not about doing the right thing. It's about power, control, and deciding who gets to be seen as a good person in public.
I don't get the woke. They love nothing more than being a victim, except when they really are one, and then they tell you, I am not, go f yourself. Get this. Last month, Mr. Beast, in another move, funded the construction of 100 wells across 5 countries in Africa to provide clean drinking water to 500,000 people. Good thing, right? No. Not good, bad. The founder of a charity called Face Africa called it kind of frustrating that overnight this person comes along who happens to be a white male figure with a huge platform, and all of a sudden he gets all of the attention. Yes, but you know what else is frustrating? Dying of thirst.
And this is where it gets really telling. The woke left loves acting like the moral voice of society, but somehow they're never happy when good results come from the wrong person. Mr. Beast helped fund 100 wells across 5 countries in Africa, bringing clean drinking water to 500,000 people. And instead of saying that's amazing, how do we do more of this? Some people decided the real problem was that he was getting credit for it. Seriously? If someone is solving the exact problem you claim to care about, bringing clean water, building infrastructure, changing lives, the normal response should be to support that effort, not resent it. But that reaction reveals something much uglier. If the spotlight moves, the money can move. If the money moves, the influence moves. And if the influence moves, so does control over the story. That's why the outrage feels so hollow. It's not about doing what's right. It's about protecting turf.
Mr. Beast, how dare he come in and bogart digging the wells? That's so white guy, always taking fresh water and shoving it down our throats. Oh, another thing this hole did in Africa. Was pay for the rebuilding of an African orphanage, which the director of the Hope and Homes for Children charity called it a classic case of white saviorism. So true. Ask any orphan to name the worst part of their life. Show-offs.
The more you think about it, the worse it looks. And somehow the argument gets even more absurd. He takes aim at the idea that even talking about treatment, improvement, or fixing a disability is somehow offensive because it implies something is wrong that needs to be solved. And Maher's reaction is devastatingly simple. If he ever goes blind, deaf, or becomes paralyzed, do not praise him. Fix him. That line lands because it slices through the fog instantly. People living with disabilities do not need empty applause from people pretending language is more important than reality. They need support, care, accessibility, building infrastructure, opportunity, innovation, and the tools to live more fully. But the outrage machine hears practical compassion and somehow translates it into oppression. Because in this worldview, helping people improve their condition is right response, while congratulating them for enduring it is somehow profound. Over whether the true compassion is not just telling people they are perfect exactly as they are, while leaving every barrier in place. True compassion is removing barriers so people can thrive, participate, and enjoy the same freedoms as everybody else. Their priorities really are.
How did we get to this weird place? Telling people who are actually out in the world making a positive difference, you're the problem. Yeah, quick question, who the are you? And this isn't only the media and the people on Twitter who exist to bitch, always finding something. He just did it for the clicks, or for the wrong reason, or you should have done more, or sooner, whatever. You signed X. No.
Maher's words hit hard because they expose something almost embarrassingly obvious. Who appointed these people the gatekeepers of doing good? Why are they so convinced that only they get to decide which good deed is pure and which one should be treated like a crime scene? It would be funny if it wasn't so revealing. They don't build anything. They don't fix anything. They don't solve anything. But they are always ready to condemn the people who do. And the pattern is so predictable, it practically writes itself. If someone outside their ideological circle does something positive, there must be a hidden motive. There must be clout chasing involved. There must be selfishness involved. There must be some secret offense buried underneath it. But if the exact same act came from their side, it would instantly be called noble, groundbreaking, and above criticism. That's the hypocrisy Maher drags into the light. Good should not be treated like a threat just because it came from the wrong person. Good is still good whether the activist class approves of it or not.
This is also the National Institutes of Health, which last year proposed to amend their mission statement to exclude the word disability, saying it, quote, could be interpreted as perpetuating ableist beliefs that disabled people are flawed and need to be fixed. Let me take this moment to go on record. Folks, if I am ever struck blind or deaf or paralyzed, don't praise me, fix me. Don't sit around talking about how much I'm just as good as you. Fix me. Do something. Use AI. Invent something.
Maher shifts to another example, and somehow it gets even more absurd. He takes on the idea that even talking about treating or improving a disability is offensive because it supposedly implies something is wrong that needs fixing. Maher's response is brutally simple. If he ever goes blind, deaf, or becomes paralyzed, don't praise him. Fix him. That line hits hard because it cuts through the nonsense instantly. People living with disabilities don't need empty applause from people pretending that words matter more than reality. They need support, care, access, treatment, opportunity, and the tools to live more fully. But the outrage machine hears practical compassion and somehow turns it into oppression, because in their world, helping someone improve their condition is suspicious. But congratulating them for just enduring it is somehow deep and meaningful. That's not real compassion. Real compassion is not just telling people they're perfect exactly as they are while leaving every obstacle in place. Real compassion is removing those obstacles so people can thrive, take part, and enjoy the same freedoms as everyone else.
You know, there's so much faking this time of year between the presents you don't want to buy and the presents you didn't want to get and the goodwill toward men that lasts until January 2nd. I just don't have room for, and disability is awesome. It's not awesome, and it's not a political affiliation. That's the problem. We turn everything into a political identity category. You're deaf, that's your identity. Don't mess up a good thing by hearing.
Everything has to be turned into an identity, a label, a political brand, or a moral performance. Nothing can just be a human problem anymore. A disability can't simply be something people want relief from. It has to become a cultural category. Helping people can't just be helping. It has to become a symbolic ritual. That's how far off track things have gotten. Instead of dealing with real life, the outrage crowd keeps turning lived experience into ideology. They slap identity labels on everything and then act like those labels matter more than the actual people living through the problem. Instead of focusing on practical help, real empathy, and real solutions, they turn human struggle into a political badge that has to be defended, packaged, and performed. And once that happens, common sense gets pushed out the door. It gets replaced with identity theatrics dressed up as compassion. The problem stops being something to solve. It becomes something to perform around.
When Adele lost weight, she was excoriated for betrayal. To who? She betrayed the unhealthy? The woke have even turned the homeless into a political identity group, as opposed to liberals, old school liberals, who just want to get them off the street, which now is seen as kind of judgy, like, don't disturb them in their natural habitat.
It's the same pattern every time. Instead of supporting real reform, real solutions, and real action, the activist crowd keeps fixating on appearances. When someone actually does something that makes a measurable difference, they don't rush in to help. They rush in to judge. They pick apart the tone. They question the motives. They police the optics. And that's exactly why so much modern outrage feels hollow. It doesn't fix the problem. It just circles around the person trying to fix it and tries to make their effort look morally dirty. It would almost be funny if the damage wasn't so real. Because while these people are busy performing moral sophistication, real problems stay unsolved. Real suffering stays in place. Real lives stay stuck. That reflex is not compassion. It's sabotage dressed up in self-righteousness. Instead of helping solve the problem, they turn the whole thing into another performance. One where looking virtuous matters more than actually doing something that helps.
Small matters when activism merges with narcissism. Less about the cause and more about me. Look at me. Watch me. And if you like the way I'm fighting injustice, remember to like and subscribe.
Bill Maher pivots to another example, and somehow the argument gets even more absurd. He takes aim at the idea that even talking about treatment, improvement, or fixing a disability is somehow offensive because it implies something is wrong that needs to be solved. And Maher's reaction is devastatingly simple. If he ever goes blind, deaf, or becomes paralyzed, do not praise him. Fix him. That line lands because it slices through the fog instantly. People living with disabilities do not need empty applause from people pretending language is more important than reality. They need support, care, accessibility, treatment, opportunity, innovation, and the tools to live more fully. But the outrage machine hears practical compassion and somehow translates it into oppression. Because in this worldview, helping people improve their condition is suspicious, while congratulating them for enduring it is somehow profound. True compassion is not just telling people they are perfect exactly as they are while leaving every barrier in place. True compassion is removing barriers so people can thrive, participate, and enjoy the same freedoms as...
Speaking of which, when I did the Ice Bucket Challenge back in 2014, I thought I was helping the cause of funding research to cure ALS. Wrong again. An op-ed in Time magazine said the ice bucket challenge even seems to be suggesting that being cold, wet, and uncomfortable is preferable to fighting ALS. It was suggesting no such thing. What is wrong with this country that so many people can't be happy for anything for even a second?
In the end, Maher's point goes way beyond one example. Woke outrage has reached a point where anything useful, generous, or inspiring gets attacked before it even gets understood. If they can't control it, they try to tear it down. This isn't about progress anymore. It's about control, outrage, and deciding who is allowed to do good in public. That's why Maher's message lands so hard. Real help matters. Real solutions matter. And common sense should not be treated like a crime. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments.